Hello, I'm Monty Reed. I'm a respiratory therapist at Barnes Healthcare Services. Today we're going to discuss suction. At some point your physician has ordered a suction machine for you to use at home. This is the type that we provide at Barnes. This is called a portable suction and will operate on both AC and battery. It has several components which you need to be aware of. First of all, we have the plug-in. This goes into the receiver here to charge the battery and to run, and the other end will go back to be plugged into the wall, standard wall socket. The machine will operate again on both battery and AC power, but if you will leave it plugged in, you'll find that it does a little better performance while it's on AC power. On the side next to it, you'll see an on-off button, which I'll turn on briefly. And you can hear it makes a fair amount of noise, but you can hear exactly what you're going to be getting. The other components are a canister, which is where the secretions are held once they have been suctioned out, a filter on the top to help protect the equipment inside, and the tubing that goes to whatever suction device you'll be using. For today's example, we'll be using what's called a Yankauer or a tonsil suction. And it just fits on the end and provides a way to suction out your mouth. The canister itself will hold about a half a liter of secretions, but we want to take care of it. We want to make sure you use it and can continue to have good use from it. So, anytime you use the suction machine, you'll want to dip your tonsil suction or your suction catheter into a little bit of water to rinse out the tubing. This prevents buildup inside. Every so often, or as this starts to get full, you can disconnect the tubing, disconnect the filter, lift the suction canister out, open the lid on the top once you get to the bathroom, and you can pour the secretions out into preferably the toilet. It's the easiest place to do. Anytime you do this, it's always a good idea to run a little tap water inside, swish it around, and pour that out also. If you will leave a little bit of water in the bottom of the canister, you'll find that the secretions do not stick to the canister nearly as much and makes keeping it clean a little bit easier. Once a week or so, you'll want to rinse this out especially well and make sure you change it on a schedule that will be provided to you by your respiratory therapist. And that depends on your insurance provider. So how often you change these and how often you change tubing will be entirely up to what your provider dictates. The filter will come off of the machine. As I said, it is designed to prevent secretions from entering back into the suction motor. If secretions get inside the motor, it will cause it to stop. So the filter does two things. One, it blocks secretions from coming through, and it also just blocks particulate matter from coming through. You'll find that occasionally it will start turning gray or brown, and when this happens, you may notice a decrease in the suction that's going on with the machine. We'll get to that in just a second. In that case, if the machine is not able to suction properly here, then you may need to change this filter. Those can be obtained by simply calling our office. It has two parts, a flexible piece of tubing which goes onto the machine itself, which is very snug, and then an elbow which goes to the top or center portion of the canister. The inlet right here is where you would plug your tubing to suction into here. Again, on the side we have an on-off switch. I'm going to show you on the top we have a regulator. This lets you know how strong the suction is. I'm going to turn this on for just a minute and then show you And as you see, as suction is applied, that amount will go up. Usually we just tell you to leave it where we set it. If you need to make some other changes, feel free to call us and we can get you through that. Thank you very much.